Good afternoon, folks. It's Robert Chappell, Executive Editor of Madison365, with your daily update for Wednesday, September 29th. It'll probably be kind of a short one today just because there's just not a lot of movement on the COVID numbers, which in a way is good, right? It means it could be worse. It's also kind of bad news because the numbers are not good right now. So when the numbers are not good and they don't change, they continue to be not good. But they could be worse. So here's what we have today. The total number of new cases today, 2,806. Yesterday was just over 3,000, so that's down a tiny bit. That our 7-day average went down to 2,532. So that's down a little bit from yesterday. It's down about 50 from yesterday, which is not an appreciable difference. The percentage of positive tests also remained pretty steady, although I will say this is okay. Yesterday we reported the positive test rate was 7.9%. Today they're saying that the positive test rate yesterday was 8.3%, which means in the intervening 24 hours since I last talked to you, they've reattributed some of the positive tests and some negative tests to the days that they took place, and recalculated the percentages, and now it's at 8.3 instead of 7.9. So today's 7.8 is probably actually higher than that, right? So when I come back tomorrow, I'm telling you right now, the state's telling us that today the positive test rate is 7.8%. I come back tomorrow, it'll probably be like 8.2 or 8.3. Not a big deal. This is not like deceptive or anything, and it's not that big of a gap. But the bottom line is it's bad, right? It's very high. The positive, give or take around 8% of all the tests are coming back positive right now, which is really terrible, right? That should be below 3%. Back last summer, remember when New York City started up schools again last fall? Their positive test rate was like 1%. And the official policy was, if we get to 3%, we got to close all the schools. And they ended up not doing that. They got to 3% and they didn't close the schools. But the point is, 3% is the threshold, right? 3% is where it gets bad, and we're at 8%, give or take. We're at 7.8 today, 8.3 yesterday, right around 8% for the past month. Actually, almost 2 months now. A little over a month. Since mid-August, we've been right around 8%. So, to go up and down by 1/10 of a percentage point every day doesn't mean a lot. But the fact is, we're hovering around 8%. It's not getting worse. It's not getting better. That's just not good. The other thing that's not good today is deaths stayed right at 16. That's literally the same as yesterday. That's the daily average of reported deaths. Today, we're reporting 18 new deaths. There were 34 reported yesterday. So we are rapidly approaching 8,000 total deaths in the state of Wisconsin. It's 7,979 right now. Along with, that's the confirmed deaths. But everything I give you is confirmed. Okay, the state is reporting probables as well. So the state is reporting actually almost 9,000 deaths right now, but 889 of them are probable COVID deaths, not confirmed. So I report to you the confirmed deaths, 7,979. And then there are 889 probables. There's also today 399 probable new cases. But again, I don't like reporting probable cases. I want to report confirmed cases. Okay, so the other number we like to look at is hospitalizations. That also went up, but not by very much. We've been hovering around 1,100 people currently hospitalized, right? We are now 1,118. So that went up by 9 since yesterday. And it's gone up by 15 in the past week. So there was a moment there in August when that was going up like 10% a day. Like it went from 300 to 1,000 really quickly. And now it's just been kind of hovering right around 1,100, which is fine because it's not getting worse, right? It's not getting significantly worse rapidly, right? The increases are things that they've been able to absorb and handle. However, if we stay at 1,100 for a long time, that there's going to be a taxing effect on the hospitals and on the staff. There is some concern. There's some concern that there are, PPE equipment issues that are going to start to crop up. It's not critical right now. We're not building field hospitals right now, but we just are kind of stuck there right at 1,100 people. A third of those people are in ICUs. 336 out of the 1,100 are currently in ICU. That's 13 more than yesterday. That's a kind of a big jump for ICU population, actually. 18 more than a week ago. So that's the COVID data for today. It's not good news. It's not terrible news. It could be worse. It should be better. I'll mention vaccination also. 53.6% of us are vaccinated. We're looking right now at about 6,000 doses per day on a 7-day average basis. We've only did 3,700 doses in the past 24 hours. So that's got to get better. I mean, I don't know if it's going to or not, but get vaccinated, folks. That is the COVID news for today. We'll be right back after a short pause. We'll get some more local news for you right on the other side of this message. All right, Operation Fresh Start is an organization that helps folks who are just getting out of school, either out of high school or college, young adults, emerging adults, age 18 to 24, get started in life. It's mentoring, it's coaching, it's housing, and Operation Fresh Start. You've seen here with Joe Priesty in the middle there, and then some of the young adults that it's been helping. Is celebrating its 50th anniversary. It's been around since 1971, 50 years. They're going to have a gala celebration on Thursday with awards, and it's going to be at Garber Feed Mill on the east side. It should be a lot of fun, and it's a really important program. It specifically is, helpful to underrepresented, marginalized folks. We know there's no disputing this data, but that people who are white on average just have an easier time starting out, right? Where we white folks are more likely to have parents who are homeowners, who have gone to college, who we just have an advantage coming out of the gate, right? And a place like Operation Fresh Start helps folks who don't have that advantage sort of get it, right? To get ahead or to get even with the rest of us. So it's an important program, and it's celebrating 50 years with a gala celebration on Thursday. Also today, I got to get this name up here. Sorry. Marquette University professor of education policy. And her name is Dr. Daria Bird. She's an assistant professor of educational policy and leadership at Marquette University. She's the recipient of the 2021 Way Klingler Early Career Award, which supports promising new scholars in critical stages of their careers. Her research agenda focuses on how social power marginalizes non-dominant groups, people of color, in higher education, and the consequences this has for educational equity. That's according to a press release from Marquette University. So congratulations to Dr. Bird. And finally today, the city of Fitchburg, Police and Fire Commission has decided on Alfonso Morales as the new police chief in the city of Fitchburg. The former chief is now the city administrator, which opened up that job. Alfonso Morales, you might remember, is no longer the Milwaukee police chief because he was about to be demoted by the Police and Fire Commission over in Milwaukee because they did not like the way he handled last summer's racial justice protests. He ordered the use of tear gas and other methods to disperse those protests, and the Police and Fire Commission did not like that and demoted him, and he retired from the Milwaukee Police Department before that demotion could take effect, and then later sued to get his job back and won because the judge declared that he did not receive due process. Ended up leaving anyway and is now going to be the police chief here in Fitchburg, Wisconsin, which is right next to Madison, for those who don't know. All right, that is the news for today. Have a wonderful evening. It is a beautiful one. And so take care of yourself, take care of each other. We'll be right back here tomorrow. We'll be a little bit early tomorrow, probably around 3 o'clock. But we'll have the news. We'll have the COVID data. We should have a variant report tomorrow, I hope. We know what it's going to be, right? It's going to be all Delta. That's what it's been for the last couple of months. But until then, take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is 365 Media.